but specifically wide receivers. We're not talking about anything but wide receivers tonight. Unless you super chat. You super chat, we can talk about whatever you want, but we're talking about wide receivers. You ask a question without a super chat that isn't a wide receiver, you're not getting an answer, because we're going to stay focused on wide receivers, specifically breakouts. Who could be a surprise top 3 wide receiver? Who could be a surprise top 5 wide receiver? That's what we're talking about. Anybody that doesn't super chat that asks a non-wide receiver question, tell them to take a lap. All right, what's up, Dan, aka Ben? Appreciate you being here. Let's talk wide receivers. JJ, first of all, raise your hand or a thumbs up if you believe JJ is going to be a 2,000-yard receiver in 2022. I would love to know. Talking only wide receivers unless you have a super chat. Hit me with your questions. We got 30 people in the building. Punch the thumb up button. Let's get that number to match. 30 and 30. More people are coming in. We expect well over a couple hundred people in here. Let's roll. Late night fantasy football talk. Graveyard crew. Okay, raise your hand. JJ 2,000 yards. We got several thumbs up. What's up, Jay? Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Manjot. Appreciate you. Do you like T. Higgins? I love T. Higgins at the right price. 6 to 10, capable, but you want to draft him, in my opinion, late round 3, top of round 4 is a home run. Raphael has been a member for 3 months. Hit that like button, Graveyard Crew. Could JJ, Jamar, and Cooper Kupp all hit 2,000-yard mark this season? They did add an extra game last season. I'm not saying that, that was last year. So obviously everybody had a chance to deliver different numbers and such, but I think everybody's getting used to the longer season. It's quite possible that we see someday 2 players at a 2,000-yard receiving season with the way the NFL is, the nature of the NFL. But I think we'll go one at a time right now. Could JJ be a 2,000-yard receiver? I think he certainly could be. Pickens, sleeper, I like that call. I think he's a really, really good wide receiver 3 in fantasy football by mid-season. I don't know about right out of the gate, but by mid-season. Can you explain the tripod draft strategy? That is where you draft Javonte. Because Chase is in this, I can answer this question. We're only talking wide receivers tonight unless you super chat, but Jamar Chase is in this. You draft Jamar Chase in round 1, you draft Javonte in round 2, you draft Joe Burrow in round 6 or 7. It's the tripod effect, baby. You got your third rounder, fourth rounder, and fifth rounder to still support the rest of the team. Thoughts on Adams and his connection with Carr? I think he'll be good. I don't know that Adams is going to drop the same numbers that you're used to, but I think Adams will drop a top, 5 to 10 wide receiver season. I think it could be anywhere in that range. How do you like your wide receivers? Pittman, Godwin, Allen Robinson, Bateman, Kirk. Pretty light. I like Pittman. I don't love Godwin. I like A-Rob, but I feel like you need something extra. Either that or you're loaded at running back. Nick, can't answer that question because it's not about wide receivers. We're talking wide receivers. Only super chats can get out of this wide receiver topic. Keenan Allen, appreciate you, Nick. Keenan Allen, I'm going to say, is going to be 7 to 12 for me. But there's a wide range there because Mike Williams could step in and become the number 1 there. I fully believe that. Russell Gage, I'm not going near. Thank you, Chubbs. I appreciate you. Let's bring this show to the top, bro. 20K by the end of the year. That's the goal. We're not settling for anything less. But McLaurin, I love, as a very high-end wide receiver too, a 4th or 5th round smash. Mooney, top 12, certainly capable of happening, and you can get him a lot later than that. Dalvin Cook is a running back question. Wide receiver, Debo, T. Higgins, Sutton. Those are your wide receivers. Those are good. Do you like Tony as a potential high-ceiling flyer? Maybe the very end of my draft, but past that, I'm not putting much stock into him. Devontae Smith, I think he could be an excellent wide receiver 3, and you can draft him about that area. Mike Williams, top 5 to 10, certainly possible, Luke, certainly possible. Allen, Robinson, Smitty, any predictions? I'd say people are overdrafting him, but I do like him. I think he looks really good. He looks polished. But if we're worried about Kupp a little bit because we're worried about Stafford, we got to be worried about A-Rob as well. But I think A-Rob's getting a little overdrafted. DJ Moore, we'll see. We'll wait and see. I need to see more out of Baker in that offense before I can commit to liking DJ Moore even over St. Brown right now. Gabe Davis, top 15, certainly in the cards. Super chat from G Money. What do you think about replacing Chase with JJ in the tripod? Absolutely. It's called the cousin of the tripod. 100% interchangeable, just a different name, a different way to do it. So 100% love it. And specifically, we go Jalen Hurts, JJ, and Javonte. That's the cousin, the true cousin of the tripod. Hit the thumbs up button. Juju top 15. I don't think so. I'm not buying into Juju. I'm not buying into Juju at all. Higgins playing. Is Higgins playing? He's hurt. We don't know yet. I think he's probably going to be fine. They took Mike Williams. I took Mike Williams in the 5th round. That's good value. People are taking him in round 3 or 4, bro. It's getting out of hand. I almost don't like Mike Williams' new ADP. I love Mike Williams in round 5. We drafted him in the Throne League at 5, and I loved it. Thoughts on Burks? I'm staying away during his rookie year. I don't trust the quarterback carousel that's going to ensue. I like Malik Willis. I don't know how Malik Willis is going to do. I don't know how he's going to do passing. I think he'll be very good running. It'll be up and down. Smitty out here. Juju top 15 wide receiver. No. Wipe your feet at the front door, Edgar. Goat Channel, thank you. Key EA, I appreciate you. Elijah Moore, love him. High-end wide receiver 3 with upside for so much more. Can you rate my 10-man team? No, because it's only wide receivers, Goat. Ask me a wide receiver question. I'm not answering any questions that are not wide receiver questions. Tell everybody to take a lap if you see anybody asking a question and let them know what they need to do, because I won't be able to communicate and see everybody's question. Super chats are different. That's a workaround. I got this in round pick 5. I don't know what we're talking about at that point. It's out one ear and in the other, out the other ear, bro. In one ear, out the other ear. You know, as soon as I read 15 questions, I don't know about 4 questions ago what happened. Najee Lamb, not talking wide receivers. I got tripod for you, Hill, Waddle, Tua. No, thank you. No, thank you. Waddle should be ready by week 1. Yeah. I mean, they're talking about that, but who knows? 20 TDs more likely than 2,000 yards, says Jimmy. I don't know about that. Sky Moore, I like him. The best wide receiver for the Chiefs, I think, like week 9 on. A.J. Brown over Mike Evans, yes, for me. I like A.J. Brown as a surprise top 5 to 10 wide receiver. Pittman, Robinson, Davis, not bad. Not bad, but lacking. Like, those are good wide receivers, but if those are your top 3 wide receivers, you better have damn stacked running backs. Think Michael Thomas or Godwin can come back from injury. I'm not banking on it, bro. When you're missing for a long period of time or coming off an ACL tear, it's a big avoid for me unless the price is right. But I am drafting MT in the right spots, like as my late wide receiver 3, 4/4, and then I could rotate somebody in. Then I actually don't mind him at that value. We got St. Brown. St. Brown is an absolute monster. Top 6 to 12 wide receiver with a big range to be 6 or 12. I like him a lot. Tyreek Hill top 3. I could see it if you want to bump somebody out of the top 3, like Kupp, because let's say he just has a down year, gets banged up, or Stafford can't stay healthy. Like, I could understand a wide receiver jumping up, and I don't mind that. Don't sleep on Cheetah. That's right. Broncos country, what's up, Lonnie? Appreciate you. Christian Kirk, wide receiver 4. Not a wide receiver 3 yet for me. Wide receiver 4, if you have to take him earlier than that, I don't really like it. I don't like Juju. Everybody's asking me about Juju. I'll answer that question right now. I don't like Juju. I'm not trusting Juju. Until Juju proves it to me, I'm not trusting him as a wide receiver 3. I know that I might be in the minority on that, but I just don't. Pittman or Keenan Allen? Probably Pittman by a little bit, but I think they're pretty equal. They're pretty close. Angus, not rating teams. We're only talking wide receivers. So ask a wide receiver question. Smitty, who wins in this trade? Tyreek Hill, Jamal Williams for Breece Hall, Hollywood Brown. Probably Breece Hall, Hollywood Brown. But it's very, very close. I think Hollywood's good enough that you need to take the running back as well. Can you rate these 5 players in order? Debo, PPR. Debo, Pittman, Evans, Tyreek, Keenan Allen. Give me Debo, then give me Tyreek, and I could go back and forth on those 2. Then give me a page break, and then it's Pittman, or Evans, Pittman, Keenan, or Evans, Keenan, Pittman. Can Ayuk be a wide receiver 2? Maybe, but you got to draft him as a wide receiver 3. People are getting out of control. You got to take players at their ADP. Ayuk's nowhere near wide receiver 2 in fantasy football. Not even close. He's a wide receiver 3, 4, and he's got upside to climb up. Thoughts on Tony? I don't mind him, but he's a disappointment so far. What's going to change for me? J.K. Dobbins is a running back. We're not talking running backs right now. J Tart, appreciate you. I'll look for your super chat. Thank you for dropping that $5 hauler. Ayuk wide receiver 2? No. You could draft him as a wide receiver 3, 4, and hope that he produces wide receiver 2 numbers, but you can't take him as a wide receiver 2. He doesn't have that value. You'd be reaching out of your mind. Sutton, DJ Moore, give me a tie on that, because I'm a little unsure as to what we're dealing with both players. Hollywood Brown, like him as a very crafty wide receiver 2, 3, but not a high end. Diggs could be the number 3 or 4 wide receiver. So he's one of those guys that could surprise in the top 3 if, let's say, Cooper Kupp were to fall out. What do you think about in Dynasty? Judy, Jefferson, Pitts, Godwin, Hopkins. I don't know what you're asking me in terms of ranking these guys, or are these on your team? Judy, Jefferson, Pitts, Godwin, Hopkins, Ridley. If I'm going to rank those in Dynasty, obviously Jefferson, Pitts is a tight end. I think you're giving me your lineup. We're not doing lineups right now, Lewis. We're only doing wide receiver talk. But I love JJ in that order. JJ, I don't like Ridley. I like Hopkins for this year when he comes back, but I don't know about long-term Godwin. I'm not going near this year. Love Kyle Pitts. Do we start Allen Robinson week 1 versus the Bills pass defense? It depends on who your alternative is. But I mean, sure, I'm not thinking about benching him. Smitty, do you like AB, or do you think AB, Gallup? What do I think about Gallup, I think is what you're trying to say. Gallup's an afterthought. I'm not going near Gallup right now. Gallup's an injury-prone guy. Deontay Johnson, a risk, drafted him in round 7. No, that's a good value. But remember when I told you to stay away from Deontay Johnson in round 3 and people ripped me apart? Why is he going in round 7 now? Okay, now round 7 is more appropriate. I don't think he's going on round 7 on the regular. He's going probably more in round 5, 6 on the regular. But you see how his values dropped? And everybody called me crazy when I said stay away from him. What's up, Danny? Appreciate you. Rate my receiving core. Diggs, Pittman, Cook, Ayuk. Yeah, I'd say it's like a B minus, B plus potential. Godwin at round 9 is good. Yeah, that's not bad. But I mean, I'm still not targeting him. I'm not going after him. I don't want him on my team. I'm not saying where can I get Godwin. I'm not going after Godwin. I don't want Godwin. If I run into Godwin and he's there, I'll have a conversation with him. Maybe see if he's ready to join my roster in round 9. Sure. But I'm not even targeting him at all. Rate my receiving crew. Already did. No Gallup talk. He's an afterthought. Robert Woods, ACL, new team, no thank you. Boyd, round 6, 7, too early. But I do like Boyd, but way too early. Gallup, top 20, no way. Not if he can't stay healthy, he's not. Lazard, Dobbs, give me Dobbs long-term, Lazard week 1. Gabriel Davis from Buffalo, absolute monster, bro. Wide receiver 2, 3, can be a low-end wide receiver 1, but a super high-end wide receiver 2. Dobbs, Palmer, Julio, Claypool, rank them. I would say probably, I don't know, bro, these are very, very tough. They're all really close. I'll probably go equal. They're all equal, bro. They're all literally like you would debate and have a tough time deciding between those guys. And none of them I want in my lineup right now. Josh Palmer, maybe eventually if an injury happened, but none of them. KJ Hamler, late season grab for sure. Very, very deep of on your bench, but you're not starting him anytime soon. Lamb, St. Brown, Devontae Smith, 3 wide receiver league. Good, or do you need to upgrade? It kind of depends on your other pieces, but I think that sounds plenty good as long as you've got good balanced running backs. Rate my receiving core, already did. Eduardo with the $20 hauler, appreciate you. Draft grade, he's super chatted. Chase, Evans, Zeke. I don't like Zeke at your 3rd drafted player. I don't like Monty as your 4th drafted player. I would not go with those 2 running backs personally, but I love the 1st pick. I don't love Evans is a reach. Zeke's a reach. Monty's a reach. I'm sorry, Eduardo. I know you're giving me the super chat, but I got to be honest with you to make sure you know what to do in your next draft. It's still a good team, but they definitely feel like reaches there. Evans is a great 3rd round pick, but a reach of a 2nd round pick. Zeke is a decent 4th round pick, but a reach in round 3. Monty's not necessarily a big reach where you got him. I just don't love Monty unless you cuff him to Herbert, which I don't see you have Herbert on your team. Bobby Trees come off an ACL tear. Zay Jones, I don't trust for the life of me. Mike Davis, I don't want to own at all. You need to get on the text line, bro. You need to get on the text line. Eduardo, you and I need to work together to get you fine-tuned for your next draft. I don't like what happened after the Jamar Chase pick all the way down. And I hate to say that because you're a generous person that dropped an amazing super chat. But I owe you my honesty, and I don't like what I'm looking at here. We can build something different from this. We can build something different from this, Eduardo. We can do better than this, you and I. So let's work on that. Get on my text line, bro, at thefantasyfootballshow.com. I'm going to scroll down here to the super chats. I have the 1.7 and a 12-team half PPR. If Diggs drops to me at 2.05, do I take him over Javonte? I would take Javonte. Javonte's, like I said at the top of the show, just to answer everybody's question up front, Javonte's my 2.1. There's no better player unless Jamar Chase or Jefferson or Najee fell into round 2. Or Swift is borderline. They're like the same. Then Javonte's the number 1 overall player to pick in round 2. 2.1 gold mine. John, this isn't fantasy related, but give me your thoughts on which wide receiver you feel takes the wide receiver Backfield takes wide receiver 1. Ayuk's chemistry with Debo or Trey, or Debo's simply the better player. Look, I've said this before. Debo's the better player across the board than Ayuk. I'm not saying Ayuk can't become really, really good, but Debo Samuel is the better weapon. He's the better wide receiver. I hate when people say that Ayuk's the better pure wide receiver. He's not. Debo was number 2 in the NFL in yak yards, number 1 in yards per catch, and he was number top 2 in 20 and 40 plus yard catches, and the dude was 5th in yardage, and he played like 1/3 at least, sometimes at halftime, running back or wide back. So Debo, by a landslide, is the number 1 wide receiver, number 1 weapon, number 1 everything, unless he gets hurt. It's just not even a debate. And I get so frustrated, not at you, but when I go on like live streams with my boy Raj and all them, and the chat starts talking about Ayuk being the better wide receiver, the better pure wide receiver. He's not. Ayuk hasn't done it yet. He has no stats to support that he's the best wide receiver. He has a 700 and an 800-yard season to his name. Ayuk has proven nothing to be over Debo Samuel. He's proven nothing to be called the better pure wide receiver. That's a garbage take, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm not going near it. Eduardo, it was a mock. Thank God it was a mock. Eduardo, it was a mock. It was a mock. Woo! I feel, Eduardo, relief over you're like one of my children. And you just did bad in school, I thought. And I was so upset that you screwed up the team. Eduardo, we have a second chance together. Eduardo, we can have greatness. We can have greatness together, Eduardo, you and I. Oh my God, let me go back to the super chat. I'm so excited that it was a mock, thank God. So the feedback is appreciated. I've been drafting, comparing different current ranks. See, if I would have come out and just been like, oh, he dropped a $20 super chat, let me butter him up, and I'm not going to do that. I want to give you what you're paying for, the best advice I can, and at the risk of you saying this guy's a jerk to me, he doesn't even like my team. Thank God, Eduardo, that was a mock draft. I want you on the text line though, bro. I want you on the text line. Eduardo, my wife and I woke her up cheering. John says, Eduardo, I'm in bed with my wife and I woke her up cheering that was a mock draft. I love it. Oh my God. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, Eduardo, you need to get on the text line. We're gonna get you a championship, bro. We're gonna get you a championship. We need you to draft. That was amazing. Eduardo made my night. He made my night. Oh my God, Eduardo. Najee, this is from J Tart. Najee, Swift, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, rate my team. Yeah, you crushed the grandmas, bro. You crushed the 9 other grandmas in your 10-team old fogey home league with your Najee, Swift, AJ Brown, and CeeDee Lamb. What is that? Is that your 4th player? Man, you killed it. You killed it. You killed it. Oh, and CeeDee Lamb. Like, I don't know how you got that team, for one. It must be a 6-man league or a 6-grandma league. I don't know. Oh, Eduardo. So happy. So happy. 12 team? 12 grandma? I said 11 grandma and you? 11 grandmas and me? That was 11 grandmas and me league. Eduardo, get on the text line. I want to help you. I want you to smash your draft. If there's anything I accomplished this entire offseason is getting Eduardo to come in here with a team that the chat just goes crazy. Who was that, John? I want John to wake up his wife again, sitting in bed cheering on Eduardo's team, saying, this guy's going to win it. Sally, wake up. Sally, wake up. I hate the fantasy football show, Smitty. Oh, man, your poor wife. What was that, John? Who was that, John? Who woke up their wife? Madsen says, hey, Smitty, I wish mine was a mock draft. Oh, God. Show me. What do we got, bro? What are we dealing with? What kind of repair work do we have? Oh, man, I'm so happy for Eduardo. Eduardo, 3 a.m. East Coast. My wife hates us. John, it was John V. John V's poor wife. Hey, John V, tell your wife I'm sorry and that I command you to get her flowers. How's that? Did I put you in a bad spot, John? I'm sorry. Eduardo is that person. No, Eduardo's my boy. Ben. Don't talk bad about Eduardo. Eduardo's my boy. Or maybe he's not saying bad. Person that says your grandma is dying. Please pause of laughter. What? I don't get it. I'm a little slow tonight. Will CeeDee Lamb reach potential now as the wide receiver 1? Absolutely believe he will. I think CeeDee Lamb is on his way to top 5, top 6, top 4 to 6, top 4 to 7 wide receiver numbers. It's a real close group. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if he was 7 because you got Diggs, you got Debo, you got Adams, you got the three big dogs. Yeah, it's a really close group. Smitty, she told me to take a lap. We watched the show faithfully. Okay, John, tell her. I command you get flowers for your wife. That way she loves the show. Amon-Ra St. Brown, round 6. Is that good? I think that's very good because he's going around 5, bro. He's going around 5. Key EA, wide receiver night talk. Lamar. Can I send you my squad on Insta? I can't while I'm live. You got to post it in here. But we're not doing rating review. We're not reviewing teams. Only in super chats. Can I rate a team? We're doing wide receiver talk right now. We're getting off track. Okay, I'm not going to read anything above. I'm reading everything from this point on. Wide receiver talk only unless you super chat. Then we can talk about whatever you want. Grade my wide receiver group. Jefferson, Diggs, Cook, Sutton, Dobbs. Fantastic. I kind of find it hard to believe you have that and you haven't crippled your running backs but maybe you have Breece Hall and Etienne. Maybe you got Javonte in round 3. I hope you did. Amon-Ra St. Brown season is here, Jose. Most definitely. Judy or Ayuk? I probably go Judy, but I think Ayuk's capable of outplaying that. How is the weather in Arizona right now? It's very humid and dusty, and we have a little monsoon going on. Wide receiver, what do you think about Gabriel Davis? I think Gabriel Davis, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase is a fantastic trio. I'm not scared to have both Higgins and Chase together. It's not the craziest thing in the world. I think the offense will be fine. I think they'll produce a lot. I think there'll be very few rare bad games, so I don't mind that. Mike Thomas and Lazard week 1, or Lazard, probably Mike Thomas at this point, bro. But I mean, it's not that I love Mike Thomas. It's just those are wide receiver 3s, right? I did get Javonte in round 3. That's crazy. What do you think about Aaron Jones? We're not talking about running backs, Jose. Tyreek, Mike Williams, A-Rob, Moore, Gallup, wide receiver core. And just because I can't resist to answer that question by you about Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, they're not really a handcuff. I mean, they kind of are a handcuff, but they're also costing you a lot. I don't know that you can call it a handcuff. You know, it's like the Kareem Hunt and Chubb situation a couple years back. Like, it didn't do you good to draft Chubb and Hunt together because they both cost so much. It wasn't like you were cuffing. You're drafting standalone value in Kareem Hunt, and I feel the same way about A.J. Dillon. I think because they're going to potentially play different roles, Aaron Jones catching passes more than running, A.J. Dillon up the gut, it might work out for you to start both of them, but I wouldn't call it a cuff. Best rookie wide receiver, I've gone back and forth. London, Dobbs, I don't know if Dobbs is going to be used in week 1. I'm getting a sense that they're going to maybe put him in that 4 role, that wide receiver 4 role. I don't know. If Dobbs gets shoved in there right away, I like Dobbs a lot. I think Burks could be the number 1 rookie wide receiver if they put him in and they just force feed him. He could get a lot of volume, he could get a lot of action. He's got to stay healthy and all that, but I think Burks is a shot. I like Burks as the number 1 rookie wide receiver coming into March. Like, to be honest, and I've faded him a lot because there's been a lot of disappointment, so I'm kind of just backing off. But London's probably the safest bet, I guess, for the number 1 rookie wide receiver, unless Dobbs gets in there early. Dobbs gets in there early and they utilize him. Dobbs could be the number 1 rookie wide receiver. I firmly believe that. Harris Campbell going to be a thing? I don't think so. Grade my wide receivers: Adams, Higgins, Waddle, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Got Najee and traded Ayuk for Hunt because I needed a running back too. I don't mind that. Adams, Higgins, Waddle. That's a good wide receiver crew, bro. It's a very good wide receiver. 130 in here. Punch that like button. Yeah, we got 130 in here and only 64 thumbs up. So can we punch that button and make that at least relatively close? Let's get over a hundo. If I keep more, Sky Moore worth stashing, or do you like the waiver wire list better? I mean, honestly, I like Zamir White more. Smitty, think Hopkins will miss a step when he returns. I don't know because of the PEDs and what that kind of shape his body's going to be in. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really loving the idea that he was on PEDs, and I don't really know what's in store for him. But I'll tell you this: he falls to round 7. I'm grabbing him without a second thought in hopes that he does return to form. But I don't know. I love Pickens. Pickens could be the best. Pickens could be the best rookie wide receiver. I really believe that too. London could be. Dobbs could be. Pickens could be. You know what? I agree. I'm going to say Pickens. For right now, I'm going to say Pickens. I think Dobbs could get in this conversation. I think London could get in this conversation. But for right now, I'm going to go Pickens. I'm going to agree with you on Pickens. Wide receiver core, Chase, AJ Brown, Hollywood Brown. I like that a lot. Biggest sleeper at wide receiver, I'm going to say I don't know. I mean, it sucks St. Brown's no longer a sleeper. You got to take him in like round 5 at the very minimum. Elijah Moore's really good in the middle round range. Renfro or Thielen, probably Thielen. If I keep Diggs in the 6th round pick, when should I target my second wide receiver? Flow of draft, Nicholas. I can't possibly give you that answer because that's basically telling you to go into with a plan of attack, not knowing even your draft board, bro. So, I don't know. Sky Moore, Gallup. I'm not drafting Gallup. Pickens was my last pick. I love it. Pickens probably could have the best rookie wide receiver season. If I'm keeping Jonathan Taylor and Justin Jefferson in rounds 1 and 2, who do I take with my lid? I don't know, bro. I like. This is not a wide receiver question anyway. But because there's a wide receiver in here, I'm going to answer it. But we got to set a precedent. We can't answer these non-wide receiver questions. We're staying on focus tonight. John Taylor, Justin Jefferson in rounds 1 and 2. I probably love ETN the most, or Pitts. I love both of them almost equally, bro. They're both amazing. Thoughts on Darnell Mooney? I love Darnell Mooney. Pickens has too many weapons on his team. I don't know. He could rise up, bro. Pickens is the man. I think Pickens could be the #1 wide receiver option by the end of the year. I'm not saying he'll finish as the top option because maybe he doesn't start off that way, but I think by the end of the year, it's clear that he is the future wide receiver 1 there, not Deontay. You can at me all you want. I don't care. That's how I feel. Favorite kicker? We don't talk kickers on the show. Tucker. You'll like AJ Brown or T. Higgins more. I like AJ Brown a little bit more, bro. A little bit more. If Gabe Brown gonna turn into Godwin, I don't know. Is Gabe Brown gonna turn? I don't know what that means, bro. I don't know what that means. What do you think about Garrett Wilson? I don't know. Nothing right now. I wasn't super high on him before. You know, the situation is not the greatest. Certified, we're not doing running back questions. If I was to answer that, I would say I like it. Thoughts on Najee Harris? I mean, we're not doing running back. We're doing wide receivers, guys. We're doing wide receivers. But Najee Harris is going to be fine. They wouldn't have put him out on the field if he had a Liz Frank injury. I don't think. I mean, you never know, but I don't think that he would be out there doing anything if he had it. I believe there's probably soreness. They probably said this could turn into a Liz Frank. Let's sit you down for a while, and then you ask Najee what he had out of a Liz Frank injury. That's how I think it went, because you would have saw a whole lot of different things going on if he truly had a full grade 1 Liz Frank injury. Traded Hopkins and DJ Moore for A-Rob and Gabe. Oh, wait, let's see. I missed the question. Traded Hopkins and DJ Moore for Jamar. Love it. How'd you do that, bro? Jose, how'd you do that? What kind of sorcery did you use? Higgins, Cheetah, A-Rob, Gabe, Hopkins. Nice. Give me a top 5 must-have wide receivers in 2022. I don't know, bro. I mean, must-have, I mean, how do you even answer that question? Of course, I want to pick the top 5 wide receivers. But if we're just saying, hey, who do you want? I want Chase or Jefferson. I want one of them. I want to try a league where I have both of them, but I want one of them. And then I want St. Brown, and I also love Elijah Moore late, but I don't know that I almost want to upgrade a wide receiver room even more than that. But I'm just trying to throw names out that I think are great grabs. I think if Debo stays healthy, he'll have a good year. Smitty, is this Smitty approved? Chase, Pittman, Metcalf, Flex, St. Brown. So Chase, Pittman, Metcalf, Flex, St. Brown. I absolutely love it. I kind of need to know the running backs before I totally Smitty approve your team, but I absolutely love what I just saw. I just don't know what your running backs look like. What do you trade Brandon Cooks for? What I trade Brandon Cooks for Godwin? Pretty even swap. I'd probably rather have Cooks because he's healthy. Godwin's not. Olave going to ball out? I don't know. I'm not a big believer in Jameis Winston right now or the Saints. So I'm not going to say I believe in Olave all that much, but I'm not counting him out. I'm just not going after him. I'm indifferent on him. What do you think about Amon-Ra St. Brown as a wide receiver 2? I think he smashes it. He was number 2 overall from week 13 to 18. So I think you could extrapolate that at least into like a top 10 wide receiver season if you dull it down a little bit. Football Junkie, we're doing wide receiver talk only, strictly wide receiver talk. I'm being strict about it to keep it on focus, on point. Sutton or Judy? Give me Judy, but part of me goes back and forth. I'm not going to lie. I want Judy, but I go back and forth. Godwin and DJ Moore for Chubb because there's wide receivers in there. I would say give me Chubb. My wide receivers are Kupp, Evans, Hollywood Brown, Hopkins, Boyd, Claypool, Sky Moore. Okay, I like that. You think you like Christian Kirk in Jacksonville? He's okay. Wide receiver 4 or 5. Not a wide receiver 3 yet. Landry in the core. I don't like Landry. I'm not going after Landry. I'm not going after a guy that I feel like needs a lot to happen for him to become relevant. But trust your gut on that. I could be wrong. I could be late to the party on some of these guys. If I say I don't like Jacoby Myers right now, and I don't, because I don't trust Mac Jones and Bill Belichick, but maybe I'll be late to the party on some of these. Just because I don't like them now doesn't mean I won't come after them. Dodson, what's up, Lewis? I like Dodson. I think he's got a lot of upside. It does worry me that he's the number 2. He'd have to really pass McLaurin to be super relevant, but I do like him a little bit as like a wide receiver 4 or 5 or a 5-6 in redraft. And he's definitely a great, hold in Dynasty. It would have been great if McLaurin went elsewhere for McLaurin and also for Dodson, to be honest. Zay Jones, a sleeper, maybe, but I'm not going after him. Wandell, not going near him. Lazard, London, Traylon. I hope I'm not starting any one of those guys, to be honest, in redraft. In Dynasty, I like London the most. I like, obviously Burks second. Top 3 Dynasty rookie wide receivers. I think, obviously Chase Jefferson. And then I think, it's an argument between Lamb and Kupp. Like, it's an argument between Lamb and Kupp. I think you still argue Kupp. He's still got 2 or 3 years left, maybe at least 2 years left. That's enough time for me to keep him in the top 3 wide receivers for Dynasty. Thoughts on Mike Evans? I like him in round 3. I don't like him in round 2. Round 3 is perfect. Round 2 is too early. Thoughts on Guyton? I think it's Joshua Palmer, not Guyton, that's going to get all the work. But I do like Guyton. I feel like Guyton has done good whenever he's been called upon. So I wouldn't mind that. Thoughts on Devontae Adams? I think he has lower numbers this year, but still a top 4 to 7 wide receiver. I'll put a big range on there. If he was back in Green Bay, he'd be 2 to 3, or 2 to 4. He'd be 2 to 4 because I don't know if he'd bump out the top 3 at this point. He'd probably be 4. Probably be locked in at 4 if he was in Green Bay. But right now he's 4 to 7, 4 to 8 because you don't really know where he's going to go. You don't know what kind of numbers he's going to throw down. Thoughts on Thornton? Meh. Thoughts on Gallup? Meh. Wide receiver dead zone? Not really. There's always wide receivers to be found. There is a wide receiver running back dry zone for sure. Do we like Gabe Davis for a big year? Absolutely. I think maybe it's such a big year that he's a late third round pick next year. I think it's possible. Cooper in Cleveland and Peoples-Jones value. Cooper's okay. He's like a wide receiver 3-4, but I don't trust him as a wide receiver 2. Not with the turmoil in Cleveland. But that's it. I don't like Peoples-Jones. Breakout top 3 wide receivers, rookie wide receivers. I mean, bro, they're all very close. The bottom line is I like Pickens probably the most. I go back and forth on London, Pickens, and Dobbs. Dobbs or Gallup. Give me Dobbs. I don't like Gallup. To answer all the Gallup questions, I don't like Gallup. I'm not drafting Gallup anywhere. If he's a free agent, I'm not picking him up. Okay, so no. The answer is no to any Gallup question. Drake London and Garrett Wilson. Give me Drake London. Sky Moore, Wandell. Give me Sky Moore. Hollywood Brown, Gabe Davis. Give me Gabe Davis. Collins, Nico Collins. I like him. Mike Evans and Keenan Allen staying healthy this year. Honestly, I think it's a 75% chance for both of them. They're like that, the guys that you feel like, okay, they're going to miss 3 or 4 games. When to draft Amari? I don't know, bro. I'm not targeting him at all. I don't think I've mock drafted him, but maybe one time, and I certainly haven't drafted him. So I would say like around 7, 8, 6, 7, 8. No, 7, 8. I don't think I'd take him in 6. I wouldn't go near him in 6, bro. Can Thielen stay healthy? Maybe. He's getting older. Deontay or Adam Thielen, probably give me Deontay, but I don't like either. I don't want either starting for me. Waddle situation questionable. No, his health is. His situation should be pretty good, but his health is a little bit of a question. I mean, I guess there's a potential he doesn't deliver what we think, but T. Higgins to the moon, absolutely. Are you high on Juju? I'm not. When to draft Hopkins? Round 7 would be a steal range territory. Round 6 is a little risky. Thoughts on T. Higgins? I think he's a fantastic win-a-league player in round 4. I think he's going too early, though, in round 3. Not because I don't like him, but because I think you can get better value, and it's just smarter to get him later. Amari in the 8th round, sure. Juju or Metcalf? Not even close. Metcalf by 1,000 miles. Juju and Mahomes fire. I don't like Juju. I love Mahomes. Juju could prove me wrong, but I'm going to let him prove me wrong before I buy into him. Godwin, good value? Not really. He's coming off an ACL tear. He's not ready. And there's talk about him potentially not being ready for week 1, and then now they're talking about putting him out there, and he's rushing back. If you're borderline ready and they put you in, you're rushing back. You're going to have swelling all year. He's going to sit out practices. I'm not going near Godwin. Judy season or Sutton? Judy, but it's close, and I go back and forth, to be honest. Dolphins wide receiver stack? No way I'm stacking both wide receivers. That is not a situation where it feels like it's going to be ultra potent, where both of them are going to deliver massively each week. I don't like that situation at all. I don't mind each one individually, but I'm certainly not stacking the Dolphin wide receivers. Metcalf or St. Brown? Give me St. Brown right now, but I love both of them. And DK is one of the most disrespected, undervalued players in fantasy football. 124 people in the building. Please hit that thumb up button. We got 84 thumbs up. Let's punch it. Think Mike Williams has a consistent year? I do, but he is an injury risk. That's why I loved him in round 5. I don't prescribe to anybody drafting Mike Williams in round 3, and his ADP is climbing massively. Do I think KJ Osborne? What do I think about KJ Osborne if Thielen gets injured? I mean, you got Rager there now too. I don't know. I'd say Osborne's okay. I can't shake him playing basketball on IG Live. He's the worst basketball player I've ever seen in my life. Guy would hit no rim. It hit the top of the backboard when he shoot a 3 and hit no rim. It was the most unathletic thing I've ever seen. And I'm admitting to you right now that I'm biased against KJ Osborne's athleticism right now because I can't unsee what I saw. Worst basketball player I've ever seen in my life. And I can't, I know it's football and basketball. I know you're going to see Smitty relax. He doesn't have to play basketball, but just watching it, I can't get that out of my head. He was on IG Live shooting baskets with, I think Jefferson, and he was awful. The worst shooter I've seen in my life, and I can't shake it. I can't get it out of my head. Every time I see Osborne on a question, all I think about is this guy's not athletic. And I know he is. He's a good football player. I'm admitting my bias. I'm letting you know up front not to listen to me about Osborne. I can't shake it. Olave breakout, maybe, bro. Jordan, we're not evaluating teams right now. We're doing wide receiver talk only. Kadarius Toney, I'm staying away from him unless he falls into my lap at the end of the draft and I need a wide receiver. I'm not targeting him. Keeper league, Jefferson or Chase, they're almost identical. I lean Jefferson. I want to lean Chase because he is the better long-term quarterback, but Jefferson is the better wide receiver. So in Dynasty, I would lean Jefferson. In redraft, I go back and forth. I honestly go back and forth. Renfro, I don't know if he's fire, bro. I don't think you can drop triple fire emojis next to Renfro's name. He's got more competition than ever. He's got one of the best wide receivers to ever play in the last 10 years lining up next to him now, and a healthy Waller. I don't know that we can put fire emojis next to Renfro, Sam. I don't hate him, and trust your gut, but I just don't think we can put fire emojis. Mooney or Bateman? Give me Mooney. Bateman's proven nothing yet. 500 yards and a touchdown is all Bateman's ever done. And everybody likes to use these conversion stats to say it's going to extrapolate. Maybe it does, but I'm not ready. And I don't buy into Lamar this year gaining 18 pounds and the offense going run heavy and the running back room being an all ACL team and the Ravens trading away their top wide receiver option. I feel like there's more bust potential with Lamar this year than non-bust potential. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, and they think I'm crazy, but I think I've mapped out multiple red flags that should concern everybody listening right now. Cooks or Mooney, give me Cooks is safer. Mooney's got a little higher upside with more risk. Trading McLaurin and Barkley, trying to get rid of my stack. Wide receiver Chase. Okay. Tolbert, Gallup out. I like Tolbert a little bit, but like as a late end bench wide receiver. Lockett or Pickens? Give me Pickens. I know that sounds crazy, but Lockett doesn't have the quarterback play. You know? So Pickens, I mean, you got to draft Lockett ahead of Pickens, but I draft somebody else where you're drafting Lockett, and I draft Pickens later is what I'm trying to say. A-Rob, 1,000 yards, 10 TDs possible. Russell Gage or Mooney? Mooney by a mile. Mooney's the number 1 for his team. Russell Gage is the number 3, 4, you know? And I know it's a better attack essentially, but it still doesn't make up for that he's the number 3 or 4 option. Does Julio have fantasy relevance? Maybe while he's starting, while he's on the field, maybe Julio does have some fantasy relevance with Tom Brady. I'm kind of going back and forth on that, admittedly, but only as long as he's on the field. If they utilize him enough to be productive, he'll get hurt. So it's per start, I like Julio, but if they use him enough to be productive, he will get hurt. Is Mooney a boom or a bust? I don't think he's a bust. I think he's a boom, or how big of a boom is it going to be? Trade away Judy or Evans for McLaurin and Barkley in a trade. Trade away Judy or Evans so you could trade Judy for McLaurin and Barkley? It doesn't make any sense, Devar. You can't trade that. So you're missing something there. Best Packers wide receiver right now, Lazard, later Dobbs. Odell Beckham Jr. worth a spot? No. You got to cold them all year too, so no. Need a wide receiver for my home league. Should I go get need help for my wide receiver? I don't know what you're saying, bro. Does Michael Thomas worry you at the 6th round? Yeah, I mean, it's a little early, but it could also be kind of worth the risk depending on the flow of drafts. Trey Burks or Christian Watson? Trey Burks. Christian Kirk? Okay. Been asked that about 10 times today. Not your fault, Junkie. You weren't here probably. But he's a wide receiver 4 or 5, you know, with upside. If you don't like Watson, over Dobbs? No. Dobbs is the guy now, I think. It's just going to be a matter of time because it sounds like they want to put him in a climbing position, not just shove him out there as a wide receiver 2. But A-Rod's already said he's not going to have a traditional season. And he's looked good. I mean, but anything can happen. Eduardo dropping another wad on the screen. Eduardo says, this is how I drafted. Can you explain why this is a bad idea? Hollywood's Yahoo ADP is 67 or something. His consensus expert rank is around 40 something. So any pick near 67 net gain. Don't always go by ADP, bro. Hollywood Brown as a top 40 pick, he's not a top 40 pick. That ADP data is wrong. And not to mention, I mean, what ADP are you using, et cetera, et cetera. By round, I can tell you that Hollywood Brown is a pretty darn good, like, 6th round pick, okay? Pretty darn good 6th round pick. But Eduardo, we need to work on every single, like, round. Like, what I'd love to do, Eduardo, go to thefantasyfootballshow.com and order a 15-minute phone call like tomorrow or this weekend. And in 15 minutes, I'll give you, it's $15 for 15 minutes. Go order a phone call and we'll schedule a call for this weekend. And in 15 minutes, I'll give you a rundown that will help you understand everything you need to know, at least to walk into a draft and feel like, okay, I got a good grasp of, I'm not going to get taken advantage of or anything like that. I will get you ready in 15 minutes, Eduardo. Okay, so it's going to be worth the phone call for you. Then we can talk about a draft call if you want to do a draft call too. I'll be on the draft calls. They're $99, but I'm on the phone with you the whole hour and we draft together. So if you want to do that, but order a 15-minute call, Eduardo, and I'll get you trained in 15 minutes to understand everything you need to know walking into your draft from a general overview perspective. Best QB wide receiver stack. I mean, for me, it's Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow and Diggs and Josh Allen. I love A.J. Brown and Hurts right up there. Eduardo to the moon. Everybody loves Eduardo. Can you adopt Eduardo? I would love to adopt Eduardo. I would love to adopt Eduardo. I don't care if Eduardo is older than me. I would adopt him. You know, I think he's going to be the son of the show. You know, he might be one of my children of the show. Eduardo, I feel like I'm taking Eduardo under my wing. You know what I'm saying? Rock Out with a super chat. Rock Out says, rate my bad team, non-PPR, Burrow, Eckler, Etienne, Hall, Pierce, Henderson, Zamir White, Diggs, DK, St. Brown. It's not a bad team. The team's phenomenal. Burrow, Eckler, Etienne. That's great. Breece Hall, Pierce. I mean, you're starting Pierce in week 1, right? You got to start Pierce in week 1. And Diggs, DK, St. Brown. You can't get better than that. Love Freiermuth. Rock Out, fantastic. The only thing I'd even recommend doing is maybe trying to trade. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. You could try and trade like Hall or Pierce with DK to get one huge monster first-round player. But I don't even know if I like the idea because these are all sleepers of mine. Like, I like your team a lot. I think your team is fire. Should I be flexing Sutton over Higgins? No. No. Bro, Higgins is like a third rounder right now to a lot of people. I think you need to draft him in round 4. But no, bro. Absolutely not. Higgins is the guy. Also got Wilson. Avi with a super chat, 0.5 PPR 10 team. Herbert, CMC, Barkley, Tyreek Hill, Mike Williams, Waller, A-Rob. That's good, bro. I would say Herbert, CMC, Barkley, Tyreek, Mike Williams. You got a good team. It's not like you're in a position where the only thing I'd try and do personally is upgrade Barkley into one of the first round running backs, if possible, using a bench guy, using a player like A-Rob or Dylan. I know Dylan's on your bench. Dylan and Barkley, or Mike Williams and Dylan for one better wide receiver like, Chase or Diggs or something like that. That's the only thing I can think of, Avi. Past that, you have a really good team. I appreciate it. Higgins or Pitts? I like Pitts a little. I like him about the same. I think you can't go wrong with either one. They're both right around the end of the third round, but smashes in round 4. I even say I like Pitts at the end of 4, and I like Higgins at the end of 4, but I love both of them so much more at the top of round, or at the end of 3. But I love so much. So let me rephrase that. I like Higgins and Pitts at the end of round 3, but I love them and their league-winning smashes at the top of round 4. McLaurin or Judy? Give me McLaurin, but it's arguable. D-Hop top 10 when he comes back? Probably not. That's a little bit optimistic. But could he be? Sure. But do I think you expect it on any level? No. Best Patriots wide receiver? I don't think there are any, bro. I'm thinking sleeper? I don't think so, Junkie. I don't think I want to own a Patriot wide receiver at all. Name one that you think's a sleeper. I feel like it's a disaster of a situation. ETN or Pitts? I'd probably go ETN, but I love both of them. Both are fire, bro. Both are straight up fire. Dan, Ben Grimm, dropping the dollar hauler. Dan says, just because. Great job, Smitty. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you dropping that super chat. A-Rob or Judy? Already got to that one. Bourne? No, would I draft him as a final wide receiver, Junkie? Maybe. But like Bourne a sleeper? No, I don't think so, man. I don't like that pass. That offense could throw one time in a game. They proved they could throw one time in a football game, bro. They're not about throwing the football. Javonte or Aaron Jones? Give me Javonte all day long. He's the 2.1. Nobody's a better second-round draft selection. So anybody that you're going to have ranked even remotely in round 2, they don't compare to Javonte. Javante's a top 5 running back. Don't tell anybody that I would take him in the top 5 if I had to. Don't tell anybody. New England is something else. It is, Dan. A.J. Brown, McLaurin, Waddle, wide receiver core. I like that. That's not bad. I imagine your running backs are pretty strong. DK and Hall for Devontae Adams. No, take DK and Hall over Devontae. Someone could argue that, but Ramondre, the Patriots man to own. Agreed. That's the only Patriots player that I want to own at all is Ramondre Stevenson. That's it. I don't want to own Damian Harris. I don't want to own a wide receiver. I don't want to own a tight end. I don't want to own a ball boy or a coach or water boy. Nothing. It's Ramondre, and that's it. MVS and KC, not interested. Not interested. Thoughts on Alec Pierce? I like him at the very end of a draft. I love him in best ball. Promo code Smitty, Underdog Fantasy. Go draft Alec Pierce at the end of your draft. He's a fantastic wide receiver to put on in a best ball draft. KJ Hamler could be a thing. I mean, very outside chance, but could be the number one wide receiver in Denver. Like, Hamler's really good. Tore his ACL. I don't like that he's coming back from that. I usually tell you to stay away, but I'm just saying, like, he could eventually climb into a very surprising role because he's super good. His defense has called him a number one wide receiver anywhere else that he goes. It's just because there's two people in front of him. Like, defense has always said great things about KJ Hamler. Very good player. Najee and Swift are my running backs in that wide receiver core. Sam, I already forget. I'm just telling you, like, I can't retain that kind of information. You know how much stuff comes through my brain? Like, in one ear, out the other ear. I have no idea who your players were already. That's my life. That's my life. There's no way for me to retain that. It's funny. I know it seems weird from your perspective, but it's crazy. People don't realize how much information comes through my brain. I can't retain it. There's just no way. I couldn't possibly. I got to let it go, or my head will explode. I got Javonte, but you can post it all again, Sam, and I'll try and read it again. I got Javonte and Najee as my two running backs. I love that. I don't know how you did that, but great job. 12-man league, 9-pick. Okay, 9-pick. 11 grandmas. I get it. 4 more likes for 100. Thumbs up. We're going to stop, a hard stop at 1 hour tonight. Should I try trading Zeke to upgrade Schuster, Hopkins, and Dobbs? So you try and trade, or wait, where is that? No, I was combining two questions. Should I try trading Zeke to upgrade at my running back 3 spot? I mean, I suppose, but I need more information than that, bro. Wide receiver, Jefferson. Okay, I like it. Jefferson, Higgins, Judy, Mooney, Kirk, and Tony are my wide receivers. Nice. No, you're right, Smitty. I play 50 teams a year and 100 best ball drafts. Attaboy. Who are the best wide receivers in KC? For me, it's just Sky Moore later, and I hold them for later, and I don't want anybody else. You know, I don't want anybody else, and I'm even avoiding Kelsey. I fear an injury for Kelsey this year. It's just been too many years, 9 years. This guy doesn't miss time. I just don't think at 33 years old, he turns 33 during the season. I don't think it's going to hold up without Tyreek Hill there. He's going to take harder hits than ever, more defensive attention than ever. It's going to be a rough year, in my opinion, for Travis Kelce, which is why I like this Fortson kid a lot. Jody Fortson is a phenomenal ad in Dynasty. Go grab him. 135 in here. Punch that like button. Thank you. 101 likes. Appreciate you all. Devontae Smith, I like a lot. Smitty, deep wide receiver. Shakir. You want a really deep one? Shakir for the Buffalo Bills. I almost like him more than McKenzie. You know, I like him a lot. I like him an awful lot, bro. I think I'm worn out. I've gone live 3 times today. I went on Instagram for a 2-hour Instagram live. I went live for about 20 or 30 minutes on an Instagram live there. I've been live on YouTube. This is my 3rd time tonight. I think I'm going to end it. Before I pass out. Appreciate everybody. Thank you all for the super chats. Hollywood Browner, Juju. Hollywood, not even close. And Njoku, Freiermuth, not even close. Good wide receivers in the Giants, I'm not going near. I mean, Tony at the end of the draft. Too long of a question, Eli. Good night, says Harvest. Good deal, Smitty. Thank you, Fantasy Dog. Slow Bro. Thanks, appreciate you. I'm going to go run, get some rest. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate you. Rock out. Appreciate your super chat. Appreciate all your super chats. Dan, rock out. Everybody that dropped a super chat, Wad. I can't even remember everybody that did. Let me try and go through them. Avi, thank you, Avi. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Let me go through them all. You guys deserve it. Rock out. Eduardo dropping massive wads all over the screen tonight. Eduardo, I can't wait for our phone call, bro. Because I feel like when you get off this phone call, you're gonna be like a mathematician at fantasy football. You're gonna be an absolute monster. I have a feeling when I get off the call, Eduardo is gonna be teaching me stuff. When we're done with this call, I could feel it. Eduardo's going to be like a sponge. Eduardo's one of those guys you only teach him once. You show him one time, that's it. Thank you, Eduardo, for the super chats. Appreciate everybody. You show Eduardo one time, it's never getting done wrong again. I can tell you that right now. I can tell. I can sense that. I can sense that in a child that I'm going to adopt. You know, Eduardo is like a new hero of the show. He's like a new fan favorite. Eduardo might need his own music and intro. John says, Smitty, I'd like to take you up on your $100 draft call. Do I share my screen while I draft? Yeah, if you can give me a Zoom link, John. Just make sure it's not between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, because I'm live. But go to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Right below my main pricing table, there's draft calls, order a draft call. Click on that and then send me an email with your time and get it booked before anybody else grabs the time that you might want. Walter, a loyal member, Walter Gummy became a loyal YouTube exclusive member. Walter Gummy, everybody, round of applause for this man. Appreciate Walter Gummy becoming a YouTube exclusive member. If you guys want to be a YouTube exclusive member, get all the emojis. Guys, if you're a YouTube exclusive member, drop some of the emojis. John V, I will see you on a draft call. Go to thefantasyfootballshow.com, below the pricing table, order the call, book it. Let's go, John. Appreciate you. And I will see you all tomorrow. If news breaks, I'll be live before the show, obviously. But if not, I'll be live 7 p.m. Eastern. All right. I'm out of here. Mashed potatoes. Let's go. Been following you since Fantasy Football Extreme. Attaboy, Junkie. I know you, Junkie. I did wonder if that was you, because there have been a few different Junkie names in the YouTube, so I appreciate you, Junkie. Are you on the forum, Junkie? We need you on the forum, bro. Go to the Discord. Go to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Join the Discord, and I'll DM you on there after, okay? All right, everybody. Walter's dropping the emojis. Those aren't the emojis, though, Walter. Those are regular emojis. You'll see a list of them that have, like, all the different players and such. I'm going to wait until Walter drops the proper emojis. There's, like, the moon, the Smitty approved, the get land, the Javantes, the Burrows. Let's wait for Walter to drop an appropriate emoji before we close out here. I wanted to get like a approved or disapproved or a moon man icon, something. Come on, Walter. You can do it, Walter. Walter. There. Dan knows. Get lammed. Mashed potatoes. Walter. It's baked in, Walter. You got it. Walter. Attaboy, Walter. Dropping the emojis like a madman. I will see you all tomorrow. Live if news breaks or at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you all.